The Phantom Passenger Part 3. The hitchhiker didn't reply. He turned back to the window and resumed his silent vigil. As they drove on, the storm intensified. The wind howled louder, the rain fell harder, and the lightning flashed more frequently. The car struggled against the elements, its headlights barely cutting through the darkness. Sarah glanced back at the hitchhiker. He was still staring out the window, his face pale and drawn. She noticed that his hands were clasped tightly in his lap, and that he was wearing a heavy silver ring on his right hand. The ring was intricately carved with strange symbols that Sarah didn't recognize. "That's a beautiful ring," she said, trying to make conversation. The hitchhiker didn't respond. Sarah tried again. "Where did you get it?" The hitchhiker turned his head slowly, his eyes meeting hers. His gaze was cold, empty. "It was given to me," he said, his voice barely a whisper. Sarah didn't press the matter. She had the feeling that the hitchhiker didn't want to talk about the ring, or about anything else for that matter. They drove on in silence, the storm raging around them. Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, that the hitchhiker was observing them, studying them. She felt a growing sense of unease, a feeling that they had made a mistake picking him up. After a while, Mark started to get drowsy. The long drive, the stress of the storm, and the unsettling presence of the hitchhiker were taking their toll. "I'm getting tired," he said to Sarah. "Do you want to drive for a bit?" Sarah nodded. She was tired too, but she was too nervous to sleep with the hitchhiker in the car. Mark pulled the car over to the side of the road and they switched places. As Sarah settled into the driver's seat, she glanced back at the hitchhiker. He was still staring out the window, his face pale and drawn. He didn't seem to have moved an inch. Follow for Part 4.